with another episode of Iona Spotlight. Today I have a very special guest with me, Professor Donnarumma, the Director of Crime and Punishment. Thank you for coming, Professor.
Well, thank you for having me, Alexa. It's a pleasure and a privilege to be here.
Well, before talking about the play, can you give us a little background of yourself as a director?
Sure. My time here at Iona College, I've directed many different genres, from the classical Greek theater with Antigone, to Shakespeare with Othello, to the modern theater with plays such as Reasons to be Pretty and Buried Child by Sam Shepard. Before Iona College, I've directed in regional theater, both Long Island, New York, and the surrounding areas.
Great. Well, compared to such as Antigone, what made you choose such a psychological thriller?
Right. Well, the play Crime and Punishment has an amazing message. Raskolnikov is an impoverished student in Petersburg, Russia, and he has a simple theory, so he thinks, that he can eliminate the undesirables in Petersburg, Russia, and eliminate meaning kill. And he feels that if he eliminates these undesirables, that he is actually justified. He's actually doing society a good thing, a favor to society to eliminate these obstacles. However, Raskolnikov is a good person. He has a good heart. He realizes that his theory and his motivations and means of doing this ultimately is evil and destructive, and he cannot sustain it. So it's an amazing story, and I love bringing it to the Iona students.
Well, being as such a deep role and message that this play offers,
Right.
how do you get your characters into, how do you get your actors into character of such a deep, passionate, play?
Absolutely. Well, the motivations and the reasons behind these characters from the 1800s is very connected to what we're going on today. I mean, all great plays and all great books have universal ideas, thoughts, feelings, motivations. So the ideas and the motivations of characters of Raskolnikov and Sonia, wanting to be heard, wanting to be respected, wanting to have their voice and their ideas listened to, are really universal ideas that we as a society deal with today. So making the connection of something that was over 100 years ago to today was actually quite easy, because all great plays do that. They make it very accessible to the directors and the actors.
So you're saying that regardless of the 1800s, it has a lot to do with today's day and age, and getting with different characters. How was it that you got them to understand it? You're saying it was simple because it's very similar to today's society?
Absolutely. The dealings that the characters are experiencing in Crime and Punishment are what we deal with today. Society and people's thoughts and loves and hates really hasn't changed a whole lot. The technology might have. The means of getting our messages across has, absolutely. But our souls, our motivations, our ideas, again, our likes, our dislikes, has not changed. We're human beings. And once you get into the concept of a human being 100 years ago has just as much power and passion and loves as a person in the 2000 has, it's very easy for me to make my actors connect to those feelings, those motivations. And plus, the Iona students here are very intelligent, and they have a real ease of connecting it because of their intelligence and their openness as well.
Well, going on this such an incredible, as you say, play, what is the message that you hope to give the audience and hope that they leave understanding?
Right. Well, Raskolnikov, on the surface seems like a very devious and deceitful character. But I want the audience to realize that everybody can be a Raskolnikov, because he is in a situation that sort of forces him to do these vile and heinous acts. But I want the audience to realize that even though we can go into those places, we are capable of reaching those places, just like Raskolnikov is. We as human beings are also capable of getting out of those situations, becoming better people, better citizens, and better human beings. And that is what Raskolnikov ultimately becomes at the end. He realizes through his faith, through his connections with other people, and through his relationship with society, that he can become a better person. And he does. And I want the audience to realize that if we're ever in those situations, there is light at the end of the tunnel, just like Raskolnikov.
I know that this play is going on for multiple nights, probably to get the perfect theory across. Talk about how you had to train your actors to play, multiple actors to play the same role. Was that difficult for you?
Oh, no, actually, it was a great experience because if you come on Thursday to the show, you'll have a much different experience than Friday, based on the uniqueness that the actors bring to the roles. So it was a challenge getting the actors to connect to the characters. But once they did, they brought their individuality, their uniqueness, their past experience to that role. And what I did was, due to the fact that we have multiple people playing the same character, I took what one character would bring, what one person would bring, and I gave it to the other person, and vice versa. So I have really a great alchemy of both actors bringing their best material and giving it to each other. So it really is a wonderful, wonderful way of performing and of directing.
Well, that sounds incredible.
Yeah.
Taking from another and giving to each other and working as a team. Was it hard with everyone's different schedules? How did you manage to keep everyone in a room to practice with each other and, get the vibe off of each other?
Well, that is a challenge. In the beginning of the rehearsal period, I get everybody in the room at the same time and we rehearse. Part of that is so the actors can look at the other performers and see, well, I like what that person's doing. I'll take that. I'll use that. And then we break it down to individual casts for the individual nights. Getting them all together in a room is a challenge because as Iona students, have a lot going on. And what theater students are I think, is a unique situation is that they not only are theater students, but they're honors students, they're club members, they're presidents. So getting it together with everybody in the room is a challenge. But I'm here and available 7 days a week.
Okay.
I make myself available because they put forth the effort, so I feel obligated to be there for them as well.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, going on about the play, there are 4 days. Can you give the audience the dates and times so that they can go and attend? Also, how did you network this play, and how did you get, of course, word of mouth, but what else? What did you do to, tell the campus and environment what is going on?
Well, sure, yeah. Well, the dates of the performance, there's a Thursday night at 7 p.m., that's November 15th. Friday night, November 16th at 7 p.m. November 18th, which is a Saturday at 1, and November 18th, which is a Sunday at 1 o'clock. November 15th is going to have a talkback session with the Criminal Justice Department with Dr. Josh Klein. It's going to have a talkback session with the audience and the cast, talk about the criminal mind. And on Friday, November 16th, it's the honors program. They're going to come and they have a panel and we're going to discuss crime and punishment with them. Now, that's a key way to network. I include, as much as I can when I select plays, I include other departments. So for a play like Crime and Punishment, it could be connected to psychology, and I will have psychology during the honors program there. It connects to the Criminal Justice Department, absolutely. I have Josh Klein coming and moderating there. So they spread the word within their department, within their students, and I get them under the tent. Then I have a Facebook page, right? I don't have a Twitter account for it yet. I put out flyers. I put out posters. I let my students know about it, and also my students are required to see it and write a paper about it, so they actually can reflect and experience it in a deeper way. So I really try to include the social media, verbal, visual posters, and what is absolutely key is getting the other departments to connect with my department, so it's a cross the board teaching. This way it's not just the theater, but it's all of these important departments as well joining together to really have a great experience to the students.
I'm sure it's going to be brilliant. Thank you for joining us today.
Thank you very much, Alexa. It was a pleasure.
Thank you. I'm Alexa Carroll, and that was Iona Spotlight.